Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Puppets. Today, joined by
me, Henrik, the John of Juiz.
Yes, on the bed.
On the bed in the Polish hotel room.
Yeah, in the Polish hotel. We're in Poland, and this is how it looks like. And we're drinking beer from Brazil.
So we're in the Polish hotel room drinking Brazilian beer.
Yeah,
perfect.
International love. These are very, very big stouts from. Arguably Brazil's best brewery, Spartacus. And we got these on Beer Dome, so thanks a ton to Beer Dome for the beers. We're checking out two, as I said, and this is the Spartacus 5 and the Etera Tomo 6. So 15% on both of these heavy beers, and you've got information on your phone. So what's interesting with this, I did a video with Cashew about this on MBCC, who's the owner of Spartacus, and it was one of the best beers at the festival. And I was just blown away by it. It was amazing. And it was like, it's not something you usually expect. You know, when you go to a festival, you always look for the American hype and then the best beers from Brazil, or one of the best beers. So that was awesome. But that's this one, yes. So 5 was released last year, and it's an Imperial Stout with coconut and Earl Grey tea and Ugandan vanilla beans. I can't remember the barrels. I think Cashew told me. But yeah, that's it in that one. And the Etera Tomo 6, right? Tomo 6, yes. Is a blend of Imperial Stout aged in Weller barrels, 12-year-old Weller barrels, Buffalo Trace, Mash 1 barrels, and Appleton State Jamaican rum barrels for between 24 and 36 months. So that's off. That's what, 3 years?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So do you want to start with pure barrel first or adjunct? Just because...
Let's do the non-adjunct first.
Well, I would beg to differ because that one is the freshest. So I think that might have more barrel character than this because it's older.
So the coconut one first.
Coconut, vanilla, and Earl Grey tea. 5. So yeah, it pours out crazy thick.
Pitch black.
This, it looks like American Hype Stout. You crack it, you hear a fizz, but you don't have a lot of head.
There's no carbonation at all.
No. I mean, it's maybe some subtle CO2.
Yeah.
It's just pitch black.
Very nice curtains as well.
Yeah. Let's check out the aroma on this one. Oh, wow. It's got loads of coconut and vanilla, but it's not like vulgar. Like there's a tendency these days to go so heavy on adjuncts that it's just like almost too much. This is heavy on adjuncts, but I don't feel like it's too much.
No, it has a nice like dark chocolate and
like
the bitterness and fudgy chocolate and the coconut.
It also has like the dark fruitiness of vanilla beans.
Yeah.
Dried dark fruitiness or something, or leather even.
Yeah.
Or tobacco.
Yeah, it seems like there is some like
that smells really good.
Counterplay.
Yeah.
In this beer.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
But also really rich barrel character, loads of like fudgy bourbon. It smells very Americanized, but it also has like loads of depth. Like there's that like density you get from aging for a long time in barrels. That like rich, like umami, leathery, charry. Like it's not all just like bright candy bourbon. But it smells banging. There's loads of vanilla on this one.
Let's do it.
Cheers. Thanks to Beer Dome for the beers. Oh, fuck, that's good. You definitely taste the Earl Grey, I think.
Yeah.
There is like an interesting fruitiness that you don't
There is a fruitiness,
almost like floral.
Yeah.
I don't know, did I mention Beer Dome in the beginning? I forget now. Did we? Well, Beer Dome was where we got these if I didn't mention it. And it's an amazing web shop with loads of great beer. This is great, right? This is just like when you think of Brazil, most people will think of partying and beaches and caipirinhas and all this stuff. Caipirinhas. And then like they also have Hype Stout. Like this is fucking fire. Like this puts a lot of European brewed big stouts to shame.
But this is just on another fucking level. I mean, because
this is as good as American Hype Stout.
But it's almost even better.
Well, it's definitely different.
It's different,
It has different characteristics than that classic vanilla bourbon coconut profile. And I think what really offsets everything is the addition of...
but it has that really herbal... Earl Grey.
Yeah.
But
and it suits it so
Earl Grey with sugar and cream.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty
what
much.
the fuck?
Yeah, it does that. And then it has lots of richness in the base beer. There's loads of depth, charry, roasty nuances, lots of chocolate. Also from the barrel, lots of charred oak, woodiness. Like that deep, rich bourbon flavor. It's not like, there's definitely candy, fudgy bourbon, but it goes another layer with more of like woodiness and leather and char and like what you get from extended aging in barrels and not just aging for a short time. Like with short time, you'll get a lot of that bright spirit flavor, but aging longer, you get more depth and richness from the wood as well. Especially like with the bourbon barrels being charred, you get loads of those characteristics when you age for longer.
But it's also quite easy drinking. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like it's not a sludge of like.
No, that's one of the things I love. Like, okay, it's 15%. It's easy drinking for 15%. But what I love is like with a lot of big stouts these days, they turn into these syrups almost. Yeah. Like this is really decadently rich, but it's not too rich. No. Like because I feel like we're at a point right now where like people are trying to one up like the crazy stuff. It's just like you get to a point where you're just drinking chocolate sauce, and I don't want to drink chocolate sauce. No. Like if I wanted to drink chocolate sauce, I could put chocolate sauce into this. I just think there's like with extreme beer, we're getting to a point where like just take it easy. You don't have to go like keep like going to the next ladder, going to the next ladder. I don't know if that's how you'd say it.
I do get the coconut, but it's quite subtle.
Yeah,
it's a quite subtle coconut. I mean, it's like if you drink coconut milk, but it's in the like kind of the aftertaste of coconut milk.
Yeah.
So it's not like upfront, but it's there.
But I think that could also be because this has been in the bottle for maybe a year. It was released last year. It actually says best before 09/23, and we're drinking now, but it's drinking fire.
I mean, I know we are in the beginning of the year, but this is probably my favorite beer so far. This year.
Well, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump over then.
Yeah, let's see if this can top it.
Yeah, so this is Etera Tomo 6, which was a plethora of different bourbon barrels. Weller, and then there was
the rum Appleton.
Yes.
Appleton.
There was Weller. There was, I can't remember all the different barrels. Well, let's check this one out. So this pours even thicker, I think. It looks richer in the glass than this.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about the same actually, but it's like again this really rich decadent black liquid with lots of curtains on the side of the glass. But this one no adjuncts, just barrels. So let's check it out. Yeah. Oh, very nice, very rich, more licoricey.
Yeah, more licoricey, more umami. Yeah.
I wonder if the licoricey kind of like almost a bit like molasses notes are from the rum barrels.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, but it's definitely more.
Very barrel forward.
More barrel forward and more the umami.
Yeah, loads of umami on this one. Lots of barrel char. Yeah. It's almost slightly
it's very charry. Yeah. It's almost smoky.
Yeah, it's almost like smoky. Or like burnt wood.
Yeah.
Or well, that's the same as barrel char. But
this is much more when you try it.
Yeah, it's
more
total like sweet fudginess.
Yeah, it is.
But what's interesting, also just a quick whiff now, I got a bit of a nuance that almost reminded me of fenugreek, which is something you use in curries. Okay. But I don't know if that's the tea in there. But this is...
But like, this still smells really nice.
Yeah. I mean, this is pure barrel decadence. Like, really rich. There's also a little bit of that like brownie batter you get with like some of the American hype stouts. Like really dark chocolatey brownie nuances. But there's so much spirit to this. Like loads of like decadent bourbon layers. And then paired with something that it seems like it's rum. I'm thinking the.
I mean, actually, when I remember back to the Appleton I had, like I think it was the Appleton 12-year-old I had. It actually does smell kind of like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely those again, like rich molassesy kind of notes I often associate with rum, and also like a little bit of coconut, also vanilla. But it's like, it's so heavy on depth, this one. Like, there's so much deep richness and decadence. Like, almost like that's the umami, the, like dried fruits, tobacco, like really dense, deep flavors.
It's gonna be a treat.
It's like, it's not as bright
No, and it's not as sweet as well.
It doesn't smell as sweet, but I'm sure it's going to be as sweet in terms of residual sweetness.
Yeah, but it's total two different beers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Beer Dome, for the beer. Wow. Whoa. That has got a lot of barrel, and I'm totally tasting the rum barrel.
Yeah.
And you can feel, like, compared to the 5, you feel the heat going in your mouth. Like, it's almost like this. It's not the same, but you feel the heat of the barrels on this one. Like, it's definitely a warm beer. Not bad. I mean, it's a barrel-aged beer, but you can feel this has been in
It's like
barrels.
taking a bit of a sip of a rum. But with a lot of other stuff going on as well.
What's interesting is that, like, the rum barrel is one of the minor components. Like, the biggest is bourbon.
Yeah.
But I feel like it tastes a lot of rum-like flavor. The molasses, almost like a bit of a cola bean and, like, dried dark fruits and tobacco. But I think that could also come from the base beer paired with the barrels. Like, I think that's part of it, too. This is just, like, crazy high quality. And it's awesome to think that this is coming out of Brazil. Because I think most beer geeks, if they have not heard of Spartacus and they've not heard of, like, Brazil has, like, a massive craft beer scene. I've reviewed a lot of Brazilian beer, and Brazil makes fantastic beer. But if you come as a beer geek from Europe and you think Brazil and you think party, Caipirinhas, Carnival, Rio, let's get hammered. And then they just have brewers that make amazing beer like Spartacus, and you're going to be like, what? Brazil has beers like this? It's such an interesting place for craft beer because it's been going for a long time. I've reviewed a lot of Brazilian beer. I've got a lot of Brazilian beers sent over the years, which is just nuts as well. People all the way from Brazil sending me beer. Flynn and I even did a video at one point with Brazilian candy because someone sent us like a load of Brazilian candy. But like, this is what I love about craft beer. Like, your passion for beer is without boundaries. So wherever you are in the world, if you try something that just makes you go like, whoa, beer can be like this amazing, you're going to try and make it yourself. And that's the case here. Like,
they fucking nailed it.
Cashew in Brazil be like, fuck, I've tried some amazing beers. I want to make beers like that. Like, and then that happens. It's not like that's the cool thing with beer. Like, wine, you can often be really grounded by the terroir. So like, you can only do this in this specific region. Yeah. But with beer, it's like,
get some malts.
You can do it. Get some malts.
Some malts.
That's what you do with beer. Get some malts. You can do whatever. This is, hats off, Cashew. I think this is fucking high class stuff. Yeah. I would be stoked if I brewed any of these.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like much more rich and deep and decadently like and dark, if you could say that. It's a very bad descriptor.
I really like both of them. I mean, they're very distinct beers, both of them, and this is
they're not too sweet or too cloying.
No, I mean this is definitely.
But they're really rich.
This is definitely to the more pastry side, but it's not too much.
Do you know what I also get a bit in this? I get a bit of licorice Bassett's All Sorts licorice with coconut.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah,
and that could also be the rum barrel because that kind of molassesy thing you get from Bassett's All Sorts with coconut.
I really like both of them. I mean, I really but I also, like both.
This is definitely pastry done right, but it's not too pastry. It's not too much of everything. And I love the addition of the Earl Grey.
The herbal stuff and the coconutty aftertaste, like the richness, like the mouthfeel you get when you drink, like when you taste like coconut milk.
Yeah, but you know what? When you go from this back to this, there's a lot of fucking coconut in this. Like when you had this on its own, what I noticed the most was the Earl Grey because it's quite unique. But coming from this stout and going back to this, the other one, you really notice there's a fuck ton of coconut.
But it's still not like...
It's not like cloyingly fatty, disgusting.
No, and it's not directly in your face coconutty.
But that could also be a bit of age. But I think these are world-class barrel-aged beers. In like the just straight barrel-aged setting and the pastry setting or style, whatever.
I think they are both 95, 96s.
I'd say 96 on both.
Yeah.
World-class barrel-aged beers.
Yeah.
I've had beers I've been more excited about, for sure. But these are just fucking bangers. And these are above 95. What would I change? Yeah, I wouldn't change a goddamn thing because they're amazing beers. Yeah. It's just like those small 5 grades are like the small preferences when you go into world class. Like, for example, I would love if this one just had a little bit more of like bright candy bourbon to offset all that like rich depth, but it's still fucking awesome beer. Like, if you put a fucking US Hype Brewery sticker on these, if it said side project on these bottles, or it said like what did they call it? Like, there's so many fucking brewers making beers like this. But if it said that, if it said Forager, if it said Eighth State, if it said, you know, all these really big name breweries on the label, people would probably rate it even higher than they're rated now. Like, people are still so biased about where beers come from. I don't know what they were rated averages, but like, I have a feeling like these are rated lower than American counterparts. Hats off, Casio. Zest Manivik. Or in Danish, det er pisse fucking godt.
Det er fandme godt.
Det er fandme
Det er
godt.
satneme godt.
Det er satneme godt. Du er pisse dygtig, var. Yeah, world class beer. I mean, fucking, I would love to do stuff like this myself. I am trying to do stuff like this myself, but like, he just told me like he has a temperature controlled warehouse for barrel aging. Like, holy fucking shit. That's so cool. So, if you guys had a chance to try Spartacus 5 or Etera Tomo 6, let us know what you thought of them. These are must tries. I'm sure Beer Dome already sold out on these, but this is like some of the best Brazilian
But I
beer you
mean,
can
next
get.
time, if you see Spartacus.
Yeah, if you see Spartacus and Beer Dome, you just buy it instantly, especially the barrel-aged stout, because they are just world-class. Loving it. So if you guys had them, as we said, let us know. As always, comment, subscribe, check the Facebook fan page, Twitter, Instagram, with the video friends. Quick outro. We're going to say cheers in delicious Brazilian beer. And see you guys in another beer review.